ComC is your home for buying, selling, and flipping all the hottest trading cards. Their consignment marketplace is home to over 27 million cards across all sports, genres, and eras. With a ComC account, you can purchase cards from different sellers over time and ship them home together later, or immediately reprice them for sale on the ComC marketplace. To stay updated with ComC, please follow them on social media at CheckOutMyCards, one word, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn about offers, promotions, and more at ComC, please visit blog.comc.com. You're listening to the WaxPackHero Sports Card Minute, a podcast where we discuss both the hobby and business sides of collecting. I'm your host, Mike Sommer, and I want to help you buy, sell, and trade your way into a collection you'll love.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Topps 582 Montgomery Club. What is the Topps 582 Montgomery Club, you might ask? I'm glad you did, because that is probably one of the most common questions that I get anytime I put out some content related to the club. People have no idea what it is. People have never heard of it. And even though it's been around since 2018, there are still a lot of people who have no idea what the Topps 582 Montgomery Club is. And so that's what I am going to talk about today. We're going to cover the history of the club, when it started, what we all knew about it when it got started, and how it has developed and progressed over these last 4 years so that you will be more educated and aware. And if you've got an interest in potentially joining the club later this fall, you'll at least have some kind of foundation about what it is people are talking about. If you see listings out on eBay for different items that have come from the club, you'll have a feel for what those things are. But we're going to cover that topic today. That's going to be our solo and main topic. And I'm going to get right into that after I tell you about Underdog Collectibles, the online shop run by collectors for collectors, and they are now breaking product 7 days a week across YouTube, Facebook, and Loop the app. They're also going to be set up at the Nashville Card Show the weekend of July 15th. So if you're listening to this in release week, you will still have an opportunity to go see them in Nashville at the Nashville Card Show, or you can visit them at their brick and mortar shop in Knoxville, Tennessee, where they've got a full selection of wax, singles, supplies, and even watch some of those breaks live right there in the shop. You can also visit them at udogcollect.com to learn about their group submission program with SGC. Check them out at udogcollect.com and tell them WaxPackHero sent you. All right, let's talk a little bit about the 582 Montgomery Club. Back in November 2018, Topps announced a new exclusive club that collectors could join for $199, and it would guarantee them access to 6 products over the course of the next year as part of that membership fee. The name 582 Montgomery Club is derived from the Topps address in its early days in Brooklyn. And what they said was that the products would reflect long-lost designs which were never utilized for one reason or another. Now, what were members going to receive in that first year? First, there was going to be an introductory 25-card set with 1 autograph card. There was going to be 2 additional 20-card sets, another 20 to 30-card set, which members got to vote on the design that would be used, as well as another kind of thank you set at the end of the year. And one of the key a sticker set was in there, and then one of the key things that members were going to get is a complete factory set with a special 582 Montgomery Club stamp on it. And that was pretty cool as well. There was also going to be exclusive access to a product called the Brooklyn Collection, which nobody really knew much about. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. One of the biggest questions that people had when this first got started back in 2018 is, what exactly was going on here? Because Topps didn't really release a whole lot of detail about the club. There was no indication other than it being limited, how limited it would actually be. Message board speculation talked about, would there only be 582 members, 1,000, 5,000? The mock-ups in the marketing materials really didn't give us any indication about what else collectors were going to get as part of this, what the things were going to be like, and again, how many people were actually going to be in this club. Well, the purchase window for buying a membership in that first year, it closed somewhere between 24 and 48 hours after being opened up. And that gave a little bit of an indication that maybe this would actually be kind of limited. This was kind of a social experiment. There's going to be some unknown number of collectors, yours truly included, who spent $199 on a product which we knew very little about. We didn't know what we'd be getting, but it seemed like a not insignificant number of people signed up. I was comfortable with that price, even though there's a little bit of mystery and speculation around the club, because I figured for the cost of 3 or 4 hobby boxes of flagship, again, the cost of 3 or 4 hobby boxes at the time, I was going to get, a factory set, several different unique smaller sets, as well as a couple autographs. I figured I would take a chance on it. The next question that came up was in that first year was, what is this Brooklyn collection all about? In early December of that first year, collectors received an email about this product that they could buy that was going to be 5 on-card autographs and cost $1,000. But again, not every member received that email, and so there was a lot of confusion about what was going on there. They send a link to a Google Doc where you could reserve your place and reserve your box, but at the time where they were asking you to commit $1,000, there wasn't even a checklist put out of which players were going to be included that you might get for that $1,000. Eventually that came out, eventually people got it, but it turned out that first year for $1,000, a lot of people had a hard time getting their money back, and that Brooklyn collection in the first year was not a great start to the club. It was an extra expense. Not everybody took advantage of it. I don't think it sold real well, and the results of those products on the secondary market were not good. But let's move on to the actual products that were included in your $199 fee. I really liked them. I really liked the unique designs. Many of them were on kind of heritage style stock, and so it was kind of something different than what we see with a lot of the traditional flagship products. They used a lot of both stars, legends, and rookies that they mixed in throughout these sets. And I really liked these designs in the first year. The sticker set was cool. There was a set that was designed after the 51 ringside boxing set, and the specially stamped 582 Montgomery Club factory set was a nice little addition. I really liked it. And so that was the first year. What else were members going to do is they were going to get an option to be able to renew for the same price that they paid in the first year. That was one of the key membership benefits. So when they rolled into the 2020 membership year, we were able to keep that same purchase price that we had in the first year. Now, I decided to go ahead and renew. I enjoyed this product, or I enjoyed this club enough. I thought the sets were cool enough that I wanted to join again in 2020. And so I went ahead and renewed. One of the differences, one of the key additions that we didn't know was going to be so key from 2019, that first year, into 2020, was the addition of exclusive access to a pre-sale window for select Topps 2020 products, including Sapphire, Allen & Ginter X, and Archive Snapshots. Those were the first ones that they said that they were going to give us exclusive access. Now, we didn't know what that was going to mean. We didn't know at that time, at the end of 2019, how hard it was going to be to find new sealed boxes and packs of cards. And so when it got into 2020 and we started getting exclusive access, for some people, that was the only way that they were able to find some product at a reasonable or close to MSRP price. And so that exclusive access turned out to be a huge benefit, even more so than the actual products that were part of the membership itself. I should say they did raise the membership price for new members. They did have a membership window that opened up for about 24 hours or so for new members, and they did raise the price, but first year members got to keep that $199 price for their second year. Again, I liked the designs of the second year products too, and you can see a lot of the write-ups I did on these at WaxPackHero.com. I didn't do a write-up for every one of the sets, but I did do write-ups for most of the sets. And so in 2020, that pre-sale window started to be a big advantage. And for the price of $200 for existing members, $250 for new members. You got your 5 sets as part of the club plus that exclusive access, and it was a no-brainer to be a member of the club. You easily made your money back from the products and the ability to flip some of those pre-sale products as well. 2021 brought more of the same. Not a lot changed except for that membership fee popping up again to $300 for new members, but again, existing members were able to renew at the previous year's price of $250. However, people really were catching on to this pre-sale opportunity, and it was becoming a bigger and bigger benefit to be a part of that. Just for a frame of reference, in 2021, I was able to make well over $1,000 worth of profit. That's profit on reselling some of these pre-sale boxes, not even counting the value of the actual club sets that you got as part of your membership fee. And so it was a huge advantage because many of these products were being sold at MSRP to folks. And so we were able to really latch onto things at MSRP when a lot of sealed wax was selling at 2 to 3 times MSRP out in the open market. And so it was a huge advantage to be a part of the club and get access to these Montgomery Club pre-sale windows for a lot of the online exclusive products. Huge advantage. But you might say that it was too big of an advantage because Topps caught on. Topps caught on that they were selling stuff at MSRP to these club members, and that club members were making a lot of money on the secondary market with some of these products, and they said, no more. And for 2022, new members, when they opened up that window, again for only about 24 hours in November, they raised the price for new members up to $600. It went from $300 a year for membership up to $600 a year for membership. I was again able to renew at $300, but boy, that was a big jump, and it was going to have a lot of variables on whether it was going to be worth paying $600 for the club that next year. Now remember, I made over $1,000 profit on some of these pre-sale items, and so if you just look at that, well, sure, it's worth it. You pay $600, and if you're going to make over $1,000, you're still coming out pretty nicely at the end. There's a key variable in there, though, that people weren't necessarily thinking about. That only works if Topps offers the things to club members at MSRP. And what we've seen so far in 2022 is that is not necessarily the case. A lot of the items that we were given offers on in 2022 are significantly higher than they were in previous years or what similar products were in previous years. And what we've seen so far in 2022 is that the margins are much, much smaller. Secondary prices on wax are coming down, and when your cost is going up, those two things don't necessarily work out well. So far, I've still made a profit on the products in 2022, but there's been several recent products that have come out from the late spring and early summer that I'm still holding on because otherwise I'd be selling at a small loss. And so since I only paid $300 to be a member this year, I'm still comfortable, I'm still okay, but there are a lot of members who paid $600 who are having a much harder time making their money back or covering the cost of their membership with some of these pre-sale items. Now that being said, the most recent item that we got, the Star Wars Sapphire boxes, they're going to be the first one in a while where there's going to be a significant profit potential on it that's really going to help cover and make up for some of these earlier products that we saw in 2022 that just didn't go over well in the same way that we saw some of them go in 2021. So this Topps Star Wars Sapphire box is going to be a really nice product, and it is going to lead to some nice profit for club members. We just also saw a new soccer UEFA Champions League box. It hasn't been shipped yet, so there's not really an opportunity to see what the real profit potential is going to be on that, but the Star Wars box is going to be nice. That being said, whether or not this club is worth doing in 2023 is going to depend a lot on what prices we see some of these pre-sales come out at over the last part of this year and what they choose to set that membership fee at next year. From what we've seen this year, the trend that we were on until this Star Wars Sapphire box, it makes me question whether or not it's going to be worth it to buy into the club next year, because the prices that Topps was charging and the prices that things were being sold at on the secondary market were just too close together to make any real profit potential. And so if that's what you were after, if that was one of your reasons for being in the club, that reason may not be valid going into next year. We're just going to have to see on what types of products come out the second half of the year and at what price. I also want to hit on something here. If you've noticed, maybe the second half of the episode today has been all talking about pre-sales. And I think that's important to note, because when this club started, it was marketed and it was designed to be a club that was going to deliver these small mini sets throughout the year, a couple autographs, and a factory set. But it has morphed into being all about the pre-sales. It's such a unique shift that the main feature of the club is not the actual cards that you get, it's the access to the sealed wax in this pre-sale window. And that's quite a shift. We're still getting all of those individual sets and autographs in the factory set. That's still a part of our club membership, but that's not what it's been all about. And it kind of makes me wonder if we're going to see Topps continue to evolve this into no longer being a club where you're getting sets, or if you're just paying a membership fee to get access to product that you would have otherwise already been able to get access to. And so they're making money on just giving access to some of these boxes now, which I guess good for them. They're figuring out a way to drive additional revenue, but it's just a unique or a different shift in approach that I find fascinating. I find it super interesting that what was about getting some exclusive sets and boxes has turned into being all about getting access to an exclusive pre-sale window for a certain number of products so that they can buy those sealed wax boxes and flip them on the secondary market.
Like the athletes we admire, the Sports Card Shop is changing the game. We're not launching threes, bombing drives, or hitting dingers, but we have built a unique gathering spot for all collectors to trade cards, talk sports, play games, and watch their favorite athletes on the big screens. Yes, we've partnered with Panini, Upper Deck, Leaf, Topps, Fanatics, Pokemon, and others to bring you all the latest in sealed wax and singles. But the Sports Card Shop in New Buffalo, Michigan is much, much more. Our recent expansion brings collectible sneakers, Hot Wheels, and more sports and entertainment memorabilia into the mix. Our new Collector's Cave game room is the perfect place to throw a rip party. Bring friends, rip packs, trade cards, play billiards, ping pong, shuffleboard, classic arcade, and Xbox games, all while watching your favorite sport on TV. Visit us at thesportscardshop.com. Follow us on social @_sportscardshop, or better yet, visit us in person to learn about special events, party packages, new products, and everything we're doing for you. The Sports Card Shop, connecting people, sports, and the hobby around the world.
So that's a brief history of the Topps 582 Montgomery Club. We've seen this club, which was originally giving you access to 5 or 6 small exclusive sets over the course of the year, plus a factory set, evolve into something where you're still getting that, but the main feature is that you have access to a pre-sale window to buy sealed wax. We've seen the membership fees go from $199 up to $600 over the course of 4 years. But the club continues to be as popular as ever. Every fall, they open up that membership window. The general consensus is that they continue to expand the number of members, but it still only is open for about 24 hours before that new amount of members sells out. And so it's still very, very hard to get into if you're not already a member. And even if you are a member, your membership renewal window is only about 24 hours too. So if you're on vacation or sick or didn't log on or missed your email, there's existing members who missed out going into the club for the subsequent years as well. What are you going to do? Do you want to try to get into the club this next year? So far, it's been a no-brainer. Will it be a no-brainer in 2023? I think this is the first time that it's going to be a real question for a lot of people on whether or not they want to renew or become a new member in 2023. A lot is going to be riding on this next 4 or 5 months worth of products. But again, there's still so many questions. People don't understand what this is even all about, because other than that small little window, there's no additional marketing done from Topps to talk about what this is and what it's all about. Even if you go to Topps.com, there's a small hidden drop down for the 582 Montgomery Club, and it's hard to even understand what is going on. And so I guess they figured they've sold out so quick, there's no need to do additional marketing about what the club is, but there's still a lot of mystery about this Topps 582 Montgomery Club. If you've got any other questions, if you want to see what some of these other products are that you get throughout the year, if you want to learn more about what my experience has been and strategies I've used to buy and resell some of these pre-sale products, reach out to me on Twitter at @TheMikeSummer. Send me an email at waxpackhero@gmail.com or on TikTok and Instagram at waxpackhero. And you can check up some of the write-ups that I've done at waxpackhero.com as well. You can search for 582 Montgomery Club, and you can see all the different write-ups I've done about the various releases over these last 4 years. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope that taught you a little bit more about the history of the 582 Montgomery Club and what this whole thing is. Come on back next week and we will hit on another great topic.